back to our channel. It's me, Irish.
And Philip.
So guys, for today's video, it's our 4-year anniversary. So this video is intended to our friends who asked and requested that we should tell our love story, which is a Filipino-Canadian love story, how we met, and then, you know, where did we met, how come we end up together. And then, you know, some of my friends asked, like, what kind of poison I gave my husband to marry me. So, guys, sit back and relax. So, enjoy the video.
So our love story began like a lot of couple that do long distance relationship. We met on the online dating site.
It's a OK Cupid.
Yeah, that's right. And what was very unusual about this dating site is that that dating site has a different way of filtering the search. So basically, it allows you to be very precise in what you're looking for. And from the start, I knew that what I was looking for, and I made a slight mistake when I searched. So I knew exactly what I was looking for, but I didn't put any geographical criteria. So instead of looking for people around, you know, in a certain amount of kilometers around where I was living, I searched the whole world. So I didn't realize at first. So I started looking at some profile. I saw this amazing girl that was like everything I was looking for. This was almost too good to be true.
Well, it's the same as mine as well. I feel that you're too good to be true, but because of the profile. Because at first, guys, when I saw his face, it's like, oh, this is so handsome. Of course, we always said that because it's really different. I mean, when I saw when I saw Philip for the first time in OkCupid, I feel like, you know, oh, so interesting. And it's really funny that we really get along.
Well, you know, I started talking to that amazing girl, but I didn't know that she was living on the other side of the world from me. I'm from Canada. She was from the Philippines. She was working in Malaysia at the time. So after talking to her for a few minutes, I realized that she was from the Philippines. So, you know, at first, it was a daunting idea. I wasn't sure if I wanted to have a long distance relationship, but this seems to be so good. So I'm like, well, let's give it a shot. So we started to talk. At this point, it was like every day for multiple hours a day.
I think we've been talking for every day, 24/7. The break time only is when
probably
Philip,
like 6 hours a day.
yeah, when Philip goes to work or to bed or to take a bath. You know, that's the only scenario that we're just like, oh, take a pause, take a relax, you know. Or sometimes if I'm really busy working, I could just like message him when I'm done working. And it's really nice, guys, because when I search also to OkCupid, I don't have an intention, guys, to find a husband, because back then I just move on, you know, guys. I just move on with my ex-boyfriend. So I don't have the strength, should I say the strength, but I don't have you know, I couldn't see myself marrying a foreigner immediately, but I didn't close the door.
When a girl says that she's just looking for a friend, that's an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. I've never believed it. That's such a lie.
Because it's really true that
No, it's not. No, it's not. Come on. No one is going on a dating site just to find friends.
Yeah, because it should be friend the start, you know. You should be getting to know each other. Then maybe there's a potential after that friendship.
Okay, so how long was that friendship lasted before you saw potential?
No, I think for me,
One day. So that friendship idea.
but I think for me, if when we're starting talking to each other, I feel that there's really a connection, guys, because take note, guys, when I started talking to my husband, the first message that he sent me is a word of God, you know, like one shot of message, and for me,
Well, let me explain it.
Okay, go.
So the first message I sent her, well, after I think we send like, hi, how are you? Do you want to talk? Something like that. And you know, the first message I sent was a longer message that I wrote, and the purpose of that was to test her to see if everything that was in her profile was true. So the idea was that if she wasn't a real Christian, she would have been afraid of what I sent.
Yeah, because the message that he sent is really the topic is from the Bible. So of course, when he sent me that message, I know also what he's trying to say. So I replied to him what I think about of the message that he sent me. So in that point, I feel that I have a peace of mind. You know, like, you know the feeling, guys, that you have if you have a new friend, you're so comfortable with that friend. That's how I feel when I met my husband. You know, I feel that I'm so peaceful, or I don't need to hide something or anything else to him. I just need to be real to him. So I think that's why we really get along. You know, we're starting talking to each other. And then take note, after 1 month, guys, we saw each other in Skype.
Yeah, it took a few weeks, but then we started to Skype. But just to go back a little bit in that first message, the reason I send that message very religious, if I could say, is because there's some women that are pretending that they're Christian just to get like a faithful guy. They don't care that the guy is really Christian. They just want to have someone that will be faithful. And so I just wanted to make sure that she was a real Christian, because that's what I was looking for. So yeah, we started to talk. It didn't take long that we started to Skype, and after a month, I was at that point I was pretty sure that she was the real deal. At that point I was.
I think after a month.
I said to myself, like, you don't know for sure until you meet the person face to face. So after a month, I said to myself, I have to go and see her probably around the Christmas time and confirm if everything that I thought so far was real. Because sometimes there's some people that are not honest in the way they present themselves. But Irish was so, like, she's a person she's a terrible liar. So it was so bad. I was pretty sure that that it was either she was the best faker I've ever seen in my life, or she was the real deal. So on Christmas 5 years ago now, I went to visit her.
And we're going to talk about when Philip proposed to me. I still remember that day. It's
That was on our first. That's the first trip that I. There. So my idea was that if she was everything that I was looking for,
okay,
I would propose at the end of
the
the
year.
6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So he proposed December 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 30. We forgot. So yes, he proposed December 30. Yeah, December 30.
That's right.
And then we went to this kind of venue slash garden. The people watching, if you know, if you're from Jensen, you know that Sarangani Highland is. And then we're just sitting, and then that moment, guys, there's people, big crowd, because there's an event in that area, and there's like a big wedding. So there's a wedding in there, and then me and Philip is like sitting in the chair and tables, maybe like.
But it's a park and also a restaurant at the same time, and then like we were at the restaurant slash park, and then the wedding was more on the other side of the park. But we could from our vantage point, we could see the whole people that were watching the wedding. Yeah. Well, there was a wedding that was about to start.
Yeah. And then we're just talking together, and then all the people watch the walking down of the bride. And then, so the attention of all the people surround us is in the bride. So, Philip get that opportunity to
went down on one knee and I proposed at that point. So, at that moment, the funny thing is that people that were watching the wedding were then a few, like I noticed on the corner of my eyes, I noticed a few people as I was proposing. I noticed a few people were like suddenly turning around, seeing like a white guy on the one knee. Like everybody knew that. So of course, like everyone, you know, this.
I keep on like telling him like, stand up, come on, stand up.
And she wanted to go down. I was like, no, you stay up, let me finish.
And then of course, guys, he asked me to marry him, and then of course, I say yes. I say yes. So from that moment, guys, I already knew to myself that I would like to spend the rest of my life with this guy. Of course, it's my husband now. And I'm really thankful that it happened, because all the things happen in my life and in his life as well. I feel that in that very moment, I could really tell myself that I'm really ready to settle down. I'm ready to the point that I don't want any things, material stuff in my life. I just want to spend the rest of my life with my husband. I think the attitude of Philip really blow me away. He's a type of guy that he will understand me. He will take care of me. He will, he will make me laugh. He will make me, believe that I'm so pretty, even if it's not.
It's just a fact.
Yeah, and he always encouraged me. For example, of course, all the girls can reflect to this. We have certain days that we really feel down. Even, certain things that make us down, certain words or situation that we think that our self-esteem is low. My husband always pull me up. He always lift me up, and he always encouraged me that no, you have a purpose, you're not useless.
She's the best.
Yeah, no, babe.
She's the best.
So he always makes sure that I always have a positive vibes around me, and he makes sure that I always smile. He expressed himself to me, and I really do appreciate that, because I really need a good family, no matter what. How you
Well,
gonna express that?
we were also like we were also two people that were looking for someone that would give himself 100%. We were both looking for someone, you know, that wants to give and receive attention. You know, like she's my best friend, and that's what I was looking for, to like be happy to spend time. You know, like remember, guys, we're still in confinement after 2.5 months, and I'm not bored in the house because I'm with my best friend and lover. So yeah. We're never aggressive or no impulsive towards each other. It's not also not our personalities. So.
Yeah, it's not our personality. I think for us, we're more on calm, in the calm area. We discuss. We prefer more positive. We laugh together. We make sure that, you know, every morning we spend time having a breakfast. I know it's like a simple things. You know, having breakfast with your spouse or your
These
partner.
small things matter over time. It's not
take
something
note,
that you
guys.
should neglect.
Yeah.
The small things will make a difference over time. You can miss breakfast, doesn't matter, but if you miss every breakfast, it's gonna make a difference.
Yeah, like giving you some flowers, even if there's no any event. My husband is always like that. Sometimes if he pick me up from work, there's the flowers already ready, you know, or sometimes he's he's off of his work, and then he came back, and then he has holding some flowers and then saying, you know, how much he loves me, and then certain things like that, that it's not really big. You don't need to put a lot of effort in that. You just go to the grocery, buy a flowers, give it to your wife, you know, and then of course the wife will really appreciate it. Of course, wife should appreciate also the doings of the husband, you know. The both of you should need to lift each other. You know, you could just tell good things to your husband should say good things to you, and you both lift each other, you know, in a positive way. You just don't need to yell. But I think every relationship is different, but for us, this is how we are.
Um, I just want to tell you guys what I was looking for in a wife. Um, First of all, the number one for me, I was looking for someone that would be faithful and dedicated, someone that would be passionate but also peaceful. Um, I wasn't looking to be with someone that would fight. This is something that uh, I just hate so much, that I don't
Yeah.
want to be with
I
someone that will be like that. Yeah.
I think for me as well, I don't see myself um uh having a husband that I keep on fighting. I think for me, fighting is really stressful.
Yeah.
But we're not saying that fighting in a relationship is.
There are some couples that are still good together even if they fight, but I took the long flight. It took uh, 25, 26 hours to
Yeah.
get there. I had three flights to get there. It was a long ride, but it was all worth it because she
Yeah.
was there waiting for me
You
at
know,
the airport.
guys, I'm going to tell you the story when
I took the long flight. It took uh, 25, 26 hours
Yeah.
to get there. I had three flights to get there. It was a long ride, but it was all worth it because
Yeah.
she was there waiting for me
you
at
know,
the airport.
my father and I, and then my uncle went to the airport. And then when we're going like near to the airport, I'm really like nervous. You know, guys, when you're going to see your crush when you're a teenager and you don't know what you're gonna feel.
Well, it was very nervous just because the relationship had progressed
Yeah,
so much,
I
and you never seen the person.
Yeah, I think for the last 5 months that we've been talking, we have this kind of deep relationship as a boyfriend girlfriend that time. We talk a lot of things. We talk about ideas. We talk about future. We talk about our life together. We talk about where we're gonna live. Where
But
we're
at that
going
point, we already professed our love. There was a lot of emotion already,
Yeah.
said by video, like that I love you. I'll care for you for the rest of my life,
I'm
but
gonna
never seen a person.
I'm gonna
so-
spend the rest of my life with you, but we never seen each other. But we
Yeah.
could say that to each other when we're still like having a conversation in Skype. So yeah, guys. And then I saw him going down in the stairs from the plane, and I'm in the second floor of the airport. The
It was a
building.
small airport,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a small airport. The second floor of the airport. Then I saw him walking down the runway. And you know, guys, the feeling is so like, this is it. This is really true. And then I keep telling to myself that, are you really ready for this, Irish? Like, are you really ready for this guy? You know, you're just like letting this guy to come into your life. You know, just like. And of course, I'm really sure that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with him. And I know for a fact as well that Philip feel the same way to me. And then
But you still had a little bit of doubts. And let's be real. Since our wedding, and I've met
but
so
it's
many.
just a joke.
But there's still there's still part that's very important to, and I'll be very honest with you guys. The reality is that I've seen it countless times. So many Filipinas had their heart broken up, and like it's normal. It's a normal human reaction that if you've been hurt before,
Yeah.
you're gonna be suspicious and or just more tentative. You're not gonna give yourself without making sure that everything is exactly what you're looking for. So there was still that little bit of that she wanted to make sure like that she wouldn't believe it completely until I propose, or there's still an element of that you had a element of doubt that maybe he's not gonna love me when he sees me or something. But at this point when I went to visit, I knew already everything that I needed to know. Of course, you never know someone completely, but I think that at this point it was more to confirm what I knew already than discovering new things. So of course I discover like part of the culture, everything in the Philippines. But as for knowing the person, knowing that I want to marry her, it was already I knew already that she was the one, and that trip that I visited the Philippines was for a wedding.
All about the wedding and then
Oh yeah, we did.
preparation.
Of course, when I came back to Canada, we did all the wedding preparation and
Mhm.
everything. But we got married. It was a beautiful ceremony in June. We rented. It was a
It's like a small. It's like a hall.
yeah,
like
a
a
hall. Yeah, yeah.
And then after that year,
we went on a honeymoon
yeah,
in Baguio.
Yeah, we went to Baguio. The last trip of Philip is 2017. That's the last trip of Philip in the Philippines, 2017. So we get married 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then his last trip is 2017, and then 2018 April, the Canadian government gave my visa. Long-awaited preparation of all the documents, the paperwork, the stress night, the stress moment, crying times, because it's been a year and 10 months that we've been waiting for, and then we're really eager to be with each other, because of course it's really nice that you're together. And that day when I received the what do you call this, the visa, the permanent residence, I'm really excited, to the point that I don't mind leaving my family in the Philippines. Like, for me, because don't get me wrong, guys, like, I really love my family, and it's really hard for me to say goodbye to them, but I'm really excited to build a new life with my husband, of course. So I'm the only child, and I have my father only, and of course my grandparents, my uncles, my aunt, but they have their own life, so I only have my father. So it's really sad to say goodbye to him, but of course my father already what do you call this,
he was getting ready for
it. Okay, whatsoever, but he's ready about the situation that I'm gonna leave him, because this is my choice. But the day that I saw my husband at the airport of the Toronto, the eagerness, guys, you know, the feeling, the emotion, the emotion, guys, that it's been 10 years. It's been 1 year and 10 months that we've been waiting for, and then seeing him outside of the airport of the Toronto International Airport. It's really like relief. That's the right.
We were both relieved. It was so long.
Yeah, it's been so long, and then we hug each other at the airport. It's so funny, my feeling. And that moment, guys, I arrived here in Canada in the season of spring, so I'm really happy because I didn't go in a winter time, because I'm really gonna adjust really so hard. But because I started in spring, so I could adjust with the summer and then fall before the winter. So my body already adjusted when I experienced my first winter, and that until this very moment we're really stick together. And I'm really thankful also to the people around us, to our friends that really support us, you know, guys, the people who encourage us, our church group, you know. And then I'm really thankful also to the Lord that He's always guiding us. He always makes sure that we still have this fire burning, you know, within the two of us. And I think we're just going to end it here. What do you think?
Let me say one last thing. The first time that she arrived, we went to visit my parents, and the first time that we visited my parents, after a few hours that we were at the table talking, after dinner, my mother came talked to me when I was alone, and she told me, talking about Irish, that she's a real pearl and take care of her. And she was very emotional. It was very, and because my mother's a good reader of people, and she knew how good she was, and you know, she could finally see for herself what I saw in her, you know, from the beginning.
So it's really a touching, it's a really touching story. Our love story is one of a kind. Who have thought that you could find really real love in online dating? There's a lot of people that find a real love in online dating, but you can check it out, guys. So this is our love story, the Filipino-Canadian love story, guys. So thank you so much for joining.